And you already know top of the top, and it won't stop. So look, we're into what they call the new year, even though the real new year is during spring. Hence, everything is in bloom and so forth. But for you 85ers, we're going to say Happy New Year to you. Nevertheless, I notice right now in terms of the social stratosphere in regards to men and women, it's a very interesting dynamic that I'm witnessing. And it's something that I kind of saw around the corner. Men are focusing on themselves. You know, we're going to the gym. You know, we're handling our business. Not to say that we weren't doing that before, but the whole concept of quote unquote dating and all that, it's like, okay, it's cool, you know, but it's not a priority. And especially when and this is just me as a man of value speaking, when you have people that depend on you and you have a structure and a program that you're running, there's a lot demanded of you. So you would have to go out of your way to entertain someone, okay? Someone you really don't know, right? We're the ones that are looking to be entertained, considering where we're at in our lives. And I've always been the type of cat where it's like, come see, come saw. Hey, look, if we talk, cool. If not, hey, that's cool too. You know, I'm going to be all right, you know? So, and this is going back to my 20s. I was like that because as men, especially, us seasoned men, gentlemen of the game, hey, look, it ain't no thing, you know? So, but, you know, as you evolve, you're not really trying to, participate, and just a lot of the tomfoolery, that's happening out there. And, I notice, we're in a direction where especially young men are getting smarter. They're saying, hey, look, let's focus on our careers. Let's focus on ourselves. Let's concentrate on self-improvement. And I think that's a great idea because in the long scheme of things, you can demand the type of woman you want. You can acquire, not the one that you settle for. And you don't want to be the guy that was settled for. So when you're in your pocket, you're only going to attract what's a reflection of you. If you're thirsty, you know what I mean? And that, the sharks are going to smell blood. Okay? So when you're focused on yourself and you radiate a certain energy and you command a certain level of respect, there's a type of woman that is going to be attracted to that, right? And as time goes on, you're so locked in to what you're doing, you're not even tripping on that. It's cool, but it's not a requirement. It's more of like an accessory. That's where we're at now. And, I was talking to this young lady, and it was funny because I said, hey, look, my schedule is pretty tight right now. And I was being as honest as I could. And what have you. And her whole comeback was, oh, you think you're important. Well, apparently in your mind, I am important. And if that's what you feel, apparently that's what I am. And truth be told, I am important. That's not the first time I've heard that. And, because dudes that ain't really got no motion will come at you like that. Oh, you think you better than everybody else. Yeah, homie, I'm better than you. Prove me wrong. That's usually insecure dudes, you know what I mean? That got that feminine energy, and your so-called homies or whatever be on that funny time. I'm like, man, look, people that think that way are pretty much projecting their insecurity onto you. And that's usually a red flag. A person of high value will say, well, hey, look, I know you're busy, but when you have the time, bop de bam, wop, whatever, we'll come around when we come around. Cool. But, also too, you got to recognize, you know, we're in a different space as men on the move and men of value. We don't have time for petty conversations. I know I don't. What you talking about at the end of the day? What you got for me? What can you do for me? You know, and I think we're in a time where you got chicks on some like, yeah, I want a $400 dinner. I want this and that. Well, are you worthy of that? And what can you do for me? I'll wait. You know, so I say that to say, men, hold the line. Continue on improving yourselves and your condition, and getting better, because you're only going to attract a reflection of where you're at and who you are. You won't have to settle, you know, or be second wheel. You know, we don't do that over here. And because I'm the type of cat where it's like, look, I'm gonna wait for a week before I call you. You know, and ain't no thing to me. And that's how pompous I am. I've never been to, oh, I gotta call you. Like, no, I gotta focus on my grind and get mine. You know, hey baby, look, I talk to you when I talk to you. If I don't, I don't. Hey, that's cool too. You know, so focus on yourselves and your destiny and your journey. Everything else is ornaments and accessories. It's entertainment. It's not a priority. Focus.